This is a tale about a little kitten who had a lot of patience. It was spring, and the little kitten called Mimi was very excited because everything around her was coming back to life after the winter. She could hear birds singing in the trees and saw butterflies fluttering from flower to flower. Mimi loved flowers. She liked to sniff them, bat at them with her paws, and roll around in the soft petals. One day, Mimi was playing in the garden when she noticed a big patch of bare, hard ground. To her surprise, the seed had sprouted and a tiny green shoot had pushed its way out of the ground. And so, little by little, Mimi learned that patience is a virtue. Sometimes the most rewarding things in life take time, and with a little patience, even the smallest seed can blossom into something truly special. "Oh, how wonderful," she exclaimed, her heart filled with joy. From that moment on, Mimi visited the seedling every day, tending to it and talking to it as it grew. And although it didn't seem to happen overnight to Mimi, it felt like only a few days had passed since she first planted the seed, when one sunny morning she noticed a bud forming at the top of the plant. The bud grew bigger and bigger until one day it burst open and revealed a flower more beautiful than Mimi had ever imagined. Its petals were a vibrant red, edged with white, and it had a sweet, fruity scent. Mimi purred with delight. All the hard work and patience had been worth it. "Oh, how I wish there was a flower here," she said to herself. Just then, a gentle breeze rustled through the garden, bringing with it a tiny seed. "But I want to see a flower here," she said, gesturing to the bare ground. "I can't wait forever." The turtle nodded understandingly. "I know you're eager, Mimi, but sometimes we have to wait. It's a part of life. Just like how the sun must patiently make its way across the sky every day, bringing light and warmth to all living things, even though it's always the same journey. Likewise, your flower will grow in its own time, and it will be worth the wait." Mimi thought about the turtle's words as she made her way back to her cozy bed in the barn. She snuggled into her soft blanket and closed her eyes, trying to imagine what the flower might look like. Maybe it would be a sunflower, she thought, or perhaps a rose. Oh, how she wished she could fast forward to when the flower would be in bloom so she could see it. The seed spun and twirled through the air before landing softly on the bare patch of ground. "What a perfect place for a flower," said Mimi, her eyes sparkling with excitement. She carefully dug a small hole with her paws, placed the seed inside, and covered it with soft soil. Then she gave it a little pat with her paw and stood back to admire her work. "How lovely," she purred. "I wonder what kind of flower it will grow into." Every day, Mimi rushed to the seed to see if it had sprouted. She watered it with her tongue and sang little songs to encourage it to grow. But day after day, the seed remained stubbornly in the ground. Mimi began to lose hope. "Maybe the seed is bad," she said one day, her voice filled with disappointment. "Maybe it will never grow into a flower." An old, wise turtle, who had been watching Mimi, slowly made his way over to her. "Why the long face, Mimi?" he asked gently. Mimi sighed and pointed to the seed. "I planted this seed over a week ago, but it still hasn't sprouted. Do you think it's too late?" The turtle smiled knowingly. "Not at all, Mimi. The most beautiful flowers take the longest to bloom. You must be patient." Mimi looked down at the seed, then back at the wise turtle. When Mimi woke up the next morning, she raced to the garden. From that day on, Mimi continued to care for the flower, and it repaid her with a constant supply of sweet nectar that she loved to lap up.